Hey guys, welcome to Advice with Slidercuts, and today I'm talking to veteran barbers that are struggling to grow their business, because I'm always talking to beginner barbers, but sometimes we just leave the veteran barbers out in the cold. So here's some advice for you guys, and we're talking about the veterans. You've been in it for 15, 20, 30, 40 years and your businesses are not growing, meaning your client list is not growing, it's actually reducing. And here is probably the biggest reason as to why that is happening. Because we've heard all the different things. It's the shop, it's the location, the manager's rubbish, the owner's never around, and all these different things. But have you ever stopped to think that maybe the issue is your haircuts? Maybe your haircuts are not that good. And it's not an issue if your haircuts aren't that good. Well, it is an issue, but it's not an issue as long as you address that and acknowledge that being the issue. Because once you acknowledge that being the issue, you can work on it. But if you point at everything else, you can never address or do anything to improve your situation. It's like going to the doctors and saying, my head's hurting, my head's hurting, my head's hurting. So they give you medication for your head, but all along it's been your foot. You're still walking around limping because you never wanted to address the real issue. And with veteran barbers, the issue is it's pride. Because they're like, well, I should be a good barber. You know, I've been cutting hair for this many years. I should be a good barber. There's a lot of pride there. But if you learn to be honest and address that issue, do you know what you could do? You could say, okay, maybe my haircuts need work. So I'm going to do a course to be a better barber. I'm going to watch more tutorials. I'm going to shadow some barbers. I'm going to ask more questions. And then you'll start seeing that you're improving. But it takes honesty and addressing the issues and swallowing your pride. Just because you've been a barber for 20, 30, 40 years, it doesn't mean you're a good barber. Can you hear what I'm saying? My point of this message isn't to kind of put people down, it's to actually lift people up. I've been around veteran barbers. I've been around barbers that have been in it for the longest, cutting hair longer than me. And you see them looking at everybody else, pointing at everything else. Oh, that barber just got clients. Why? Because he or she, is just over friendly and I'm not willing to be that friendly. Oh, he or she, wants to work every hour under the sun. I'm not willing to do that. He or she, just knows all these clients. That's the reason why he or she's got all these clients, because they know all of these people. They're just all their old friends. And it's just like, first of all, even if those things are the case, why are you talking about it like it's something negative? That a barber's working hard, that a barber's being friendly. You're taking positive things and trying to make it negative. And second of all, stop looking at everybody else and start looking at yourself. Because you're only doing yourself damage when you don't address the real issues in your own business. It's you who is not flourishing. It's not them. Those people you're pointing at are the ones which are flourishing. So how about start pointing at yourself and addressing what are the issues in your business, which a lot of times I've seen, it's their haircuts as well as their service. I talk about that all the time. But at its core, you want to be good at cutting hair. So veteran barbers, start working on yourself. It's never too late and you're never too old to improve your craft. I always have this statement. If you want to master your craft, you must forever remain a student of it. I'm forever learning. And I've said it from the beginning of my career. I said as a prayer to God, I said, God, please never put me in a place where I feel I'm too big, too prideful, been in it too long, and so on, to learn from anybody. Whether that's a beginner barber, veteran barber, someone who's not a barber. Because ultimately, if I want to stop myself from learning, it's me that suffers from that. Veteran barbers, beginner barbers, intermediate barbers. If you want to master your craft, you must forever remain a student of it. Advice to Slidercuts. The reason why many barbers are not growing in their businesses. Peace. If you like this message, please let me know. Like it, share it with someone who you feel this message would be helpful for. And if there's anything you'd like me to talk about or any haircuts you want to see from me, then please leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to get around to it. I put out videos every week from tutorials, vlogs, advice, days in my life and so on. So please keep locked and don't forget to subscribe. Advice for Slidercuts.
Yeah, and it's Slidercuts. S to the L to the I to the D to the E to the R to the cut. Some are doing alright.